I have friends that teach kids, right? Like their main thing is being a teacher to young kids. And at least 2 of them have said the same thing where, no, 3 of them have said the same thing where like when they ask the question that they ask kids every year, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, what are your goals? So many kids nowadays are like, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a streamer. And I'm like, ah. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of kids also say things like, I want to be a president of the United States. I want to be the president of whatever. I want to be an astronaut. Now, are most people going to be able to do that? No. So there is that. It was always like that. But at the same time, kids can just stream. Like they can just open an app and make a YouTube video so they feel like they're doing it. So I think they're less likely to give up on that dream, which is not good for them. You know, because they're gonna get into this headspace thinking like, oh, look, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. Now I just gotta get followers, right? And I'm like, oh, being YouTubers yesterday's actor or singer. Yeah, but the thing is, back then, if you're like, oh, I want to go be an actor, I want to go be a singer, you didn't get a lot of positive feedback about it, right? But now you make a video and you have like 10 friends from school comment on it and they're like, oh my God, I'm doing it. They're getting positive feedback about it. So they like think they're doing a lot more than they are. And it's keeping them in the delusion. It's getting really bad because a lot of teachers have been complaining about it. And they're like, we gotta actually teach these kids the reality that this is like, you know, this feedback is not good. But it's cooked, dude. It's just cooked. I think most people have a problem with this, but kids especially, they don't understand scope and scale, right? Like when you're a kid, your worldview is small and it only gets bigger. And as you get older, your worldview only gets bigger. And almost everyone under 20 just does not understand how big the world is, cannot calculate likelihood of things because they're not able to kind of like weigh themselves and their situation against the world, against things that are global, right? So the internet makes a lot of things now globally accessible and kids just don't have like an idea of that, right? So I don't know, the idea of like large scale things and wanting to do something where the scope is fucking enormous and you have to understand the scope includes competing against a fuck ton of people. I feel like kids can't comprehend that yet. I don't even know how you teach a kid that concept, right? I don't even know how you do that. I think the best way is like, here's a good example. Understanding how large the universe is. You forget how big the universe is. It's hard to even imagine, right? But they make these videos where they start with a person and then they zoom out and like, they're like, here's a person in a city. And then they zoom out, here's a whatever. And they keep zooming out. And you're like, oh my God, that's huge. And then at the end, they're like, here's how big this thing was. And here's how big this is. And they show a chart. Even then you can't even see shit, right? You can't like, the human is a speck that can't even be seen. You can't even give a pixel to it when you're like zooming out into the galaxy, whatever. Yeah, existential dread videos, all of that. Can we watch that? I haven't felt existential dread yet today. Link it to me. I love these fucking videos where they exist to make you feel existential dread. Let's see it. Starting with a dwarf planet and then another dwarf planet. Pluto, miss you every day. Is Pluto gone? It's a dwarf planet, no longer a full planet. That's the sun. Woo! And look, you can't even see the little one anymore. Oh my God. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Oh my God. Oh my God. Things are really big. Guys, things are really big. Is this a belt of some sort? No, this is a supermassive black hole. Yeah. Yep. Which one are we part of? I don't even remember. What the hell is this? Is this just a representation of the universe now or what? The observable universe. Okay, yeah. What happens outside of the observable universe? Your mama's cheeks. It should have zoomed out one more time. Your mother.